Okay guys, tonight we're going to try to get this 97 Yamaha vmax. We're going to try to start this thing. It hasn't been started for 2 years. So what I did on my other one, you check out my other video on that, the blue 99 SX there guys. And what I did is I pulled the spark plugs out of it. Make sure if you got a fuel shut off. I put a fuel shutoff valve on my sleds, so you want to make sure your fuel shutoff valve's on. And I also store it without the belt. I already put the belt on it, pulled the spark plugs out of it already. So what I like to do, guys, when I get ready to first start these up, is just go ahead and pull them plugs out and turn your choke on, and then crank the sled about 10 to 12 times, guys. This makes it a whole lot easier cranking. This way you're getting your fuel back into your carburetors and down into your cylinders there. So what I like to do, guys, you don't need to turn the key on yet. Just go ahead and pull your choke. And this way it's a lot easier cranking these things with the spark plugs out of them. And we're not trying to start it yet. We're trying to like prime the fuel up through the carburetors right now. So we'll give her about 10 pulls. So there, we pulled her about 10 times here, guys. We should have fuel. You can do it 10 to 15 times. And I can smell a little bit of fuel right now. So, and then, guys, what I like to do, take and dump just a little bit of fuel down in each cylinder there, guys. Not very much, just a little bit. A little bit of two-stroke mixed fuel mixed with your oil here. Dump a little bit down each cylinder there, guys, just a little bit. Now, like I said, this thing hasn't been started for 2 years, so I'm not sure how many cranks we're going to have to do to get it to fire up. Now my 99, my blue 99 over there, guys, after I did this trick right here, it fired up in the very first pull. So we'll see what happens here on the 97. The 97 seems to start a little bit harder than that 99, but we'll see what happens here, guys. Put the plugs back in it. So basically what you're doing there, guys, you're just priming your carburetors there, trying to get the fuel back into them. Because when I store these, I run them, what I'll do is I'll run it till it runs it completely out of fuel with that shut-off valve, and shut that valve off, and then I can run the sleds until the sleds die out, and then also go ahead and choke it and crank it a few times and make sure all the fuel is out of the carburetor. And when I get ready to store for the in the springtime, and just go ahead and tighten down your plugs. I got my little rubber piece there, it keeps coming out of my socket for my spark plugs. Gets caught on there. Go ahead and put your wires back on there, guys. And we will see how many times we've got to crank it to get it to fire up this way. So turn the key on, we got the choke on. See how many pulls it's going to take to get it going there, guys. I got my emergency brake, parking brake on. So if something malfunctions there, we'll have enough time maybe to hit the kill switch if we got a problem. Go ahead and turn the key on. Guys, man, does that ever work out nice starting them that way, especially on these 2 strokes. Your 4 strokes is going to be a lot different, that's for sure. You know, them are electric start and stuff, but wow, that's now this is the second time I've tried this, and you can see what happened there, guys. First pull after I did what I just did, and this sled hadn't been run for 2 years. So and also, guys, when I store these sleds, I go ahead and fill the tank clear full with non-ethanol fuel. And that fuel, I do replenish the fuel. I don't let it set more than 2 years. Yeah, the last time so I put fresh fuel in this thing. I changed the fuel out in it back July 14th of 2024. So it's got fairly fresh fuel in it. That fuel's not. But and then also, guys, I store them. You can check out my other video there on how I store them. Go ahead and drain the oil tank all the way out. Because sometimes if you let them set for a long period of time, that oil will, if you got a little bit of leak somewhere in your oiling system, it will end up leaking back. Most of them do, especially older sleds. They'll end up leaking the oil back down into the crankcase there, and then you'll have a mess there. So I go ahead and store it with my try to take all the oil out of my tank when I store it. Pull my dry belt off, and like I said, run it until you run all the fuel out of your carburetors first, and then take your belt off. Always want to store your belt off your pulleys there. That's the way I do it, anyways. And then also I'll have the track setting up off the ground as well, too, guys. So, wow, that worked out really good. Like I said, I did the same thing on that 99, if you check my other video out. And it did the same thing. I cranked this, pulled the plugs out, put the choke on, cranked it about 10. You crank it about 10 to 15 times, guys. And then just take and dump a little bit of. After you do that, take and dump you a little bit of fuel, a mixed oil, your mixed fuel with the 2-stroke oil, and dump just a little bit down each cylinder. And put your plugs back in, guys. Turn your key on. Have your chokes. Probably want to go ahead and still have your choke on. And you can see what happened right there. Like I said, the sled has not been started for 2 years, and we just now starting it because it looks like we may get some decent snow this year. I don't know. We've already had just north of me here a little ways. They've already had about 12 inches of snow, but the problem is they ended up getting some warm weather over Saturday, and it melted a lot of it down. So, but hopefully we can get them out this winter, 2024-2025 season maybe, and get them out and run them a little bit. Like I said, we didn't last year. We never got to ride them at all because of the lack of snow. So hopefully this year we can do a little bit of riding on them. And I pretty much got them ready to go there, guys. You can check out some of my other videos on the sleds. some of the things you may want to do to maintain them and stuff like that. So, anyways, guys, thought I'd throw that video out there for you. That worked out really good this time. That's the first time I've tried doing it this way, and that worked out really good. As you can see, guys, the first pull after I put the plugs back in, and first pull, it fired right up, and it's been set for 2 years without starting. Hasn't been started for 2 years there, guys. So, but that's the way you want to. That's the way I do it. Like I said, in the springtime, I'll go ahead and run this thing completely out of fuel. Put my shutoff valve on, or shut my shutoff valve, my fuel shutoff valve. I got to put a fuel shutoff valve in there, and that way I can shut the fuel off going to the carburetors, and then I'll go ahead and run it. And once it starts to try to die out, I'll go ahead and choke it, and that way I know I'm getting all my fuel out of the carburetors. And this way, guys, you don't have to worry about pulling your doggone carburetors off. You know, if you're leaving your fuel, if you don't have a fuel shutoff valve and you're leaving the fuel in there all summer long, which is the way I used to do it years ago. And every time, guys, come fall time, I have to pull those carburetors off and clean them. Doing it this way, I don't have to do that anymore with the fuel shutoff valve. Run the sled till all the fuel's out of the carburetors, and just store it for the rest until you're ready to get it back out again. And that just goes to show you right there, guys. This sled here set for 2 years, and what I did right there, I cranked it over. You know what I did, cranked it over 10 times with the choke on, with no spark plugs in it. Makes it pull a lot easier. This way you're working your fuel back into your carburetors and back into your cylinders. And then go ahead and dump a little bit of fuel down each cylinder there, and then put your spark plugs in, tighten them down, and then turn your key on. Go ahead and leave your choke on, and you can see what happened right there, guys. First pull fired right up, and I wasn't going to run it long because I didn't want to get my garage all smoked up here, and but it's good to go, guys. We'll get it out here in a little bit and run it. Right now my wife's sleeping. She's got to go to work tonight, so we're not going to run it for very long. We'll wait until she gets up and gets ready to go to work, and then we'll go ahead and take it outside here and run it for a little bit there, guys. And we'll run it for about 10 minutes. We'll let the coolant circulate through all the coolers and stuff real good, and get the motor warmed up, and then we'll call her good. We'll call her good to go there, guys. So there you have it, guys. Hope that helps somebody out on these two-stroke Yamaha snowmobiles. Help you get them started a lot easier come fall time. I know a lot of people struggle on getting these things started sometimes, but that's the way I do it, and works out really well that way, guys. So hopefully that helps some people out on getting their two-stroke snowmobile started there, guys. And that will conclude this video, guys. And we try to get them videos out, guys. We'll try to get at least one video out either late Sunday night or early Monday morning on doing different things. Now we're getting ready to get the sleds ready, so hopefully that'll help some people out on getting their sleds started. And that will conclude this video, guys, and we catch you all on the next video.